Because in my home, people were always fighting, carrying on. My dad would be at one end of the house yelling at my mum. My mum would be at the other end yelling back at her. And they would go on like that all the time. So home didn't feel safe to me. I'll give you an example of my mum and dad. I'll give you an example. My dad, he took it upon himself to fix things. So if something broke in the house, he went off to fix it. The problem was, whatever he tried to fix, it never worked again. So he wasn't so good at that sort of stuff. The other problem was, he always wanted me to help. So he'd call out, "Timmy, get here." So I'd go downstairs and go and see him. And I knew it was some job that I was going to have to do. Now my dad, when you worked with him, you had to be careful. Because he'd get angry. And it didn't matter what he had in his hand. So he would be putting a nail into the wall and the nail would bend. And if you're standing right next to him, like that with the hammer. So I got really good martial arts. I don't want to be him. So he was like that, that's what he was like. There was this one time, he called me downstairs, he wanted to fix these lights. Now, we lived in a two-story house, and one part of the two-story house was open plan. So the dining area was open plan, so there was this big open space, and it went right up to the roof. So 2 stories, right up to the roof, and right up the top there were some lights. So my dad, he wanted to fix those lights. So he goes against the ladder, stands it up against the wall. "Timmy!" So I come downstairs, hold the ladder. You hold the ladder. Up he goes. I'm underneath, I'm holding the ladder, watching him go up. My mum's in the kitchen. She walks out of the kitchen. She's looking at my dad up the top of the ladder. She looks at me. She looks at my dad. She looks at me. And then she goes, my mum was telling me to push the ladder over. She was serious. She wasn't kidding. It was serious. I'm underneath of them. My dad's up the top. You holding the ladder? So that's what they were like. They were always like that. Always fighting and stuff. Always carrying on. That was absolute nonsense. So you can see, I love writing the scripts. It allowed me to escape all that stuff. Allowed me to get away from it. I never stopped writing. I took every opportunity that I could get. And so that violence, a lot of the time, it came on to me as well. So I needed to write. I needed to get that stuff out. You know, there was this one time, it was my sister's birthday, and her boyfriend came over to stay and everything. She's only 13 years old. On the birthday, she was drunk at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The party didn't start till 7. So my mum didn't know what was going on. But anyway, the night before, her boyfriend came over to stay. So this poor boy, he was a skateboarder, and he had this magazine about skateboarding. So he stayed in my room with me. There's 2 beds in there, and my dad comes home drunk, and it's all on, you know, it's real big. He's going around the house, and man, he wants trouble, you know. All these bad words coming out of his mouth. Anyway, he starts having to go at me. So we're upstairs, and so we're upstairs, he's having to go, I've just started martial arts by then too. Come on, take me now. So he's in the bedroom with me, and he starts having to go, this poor boy, he's my sister's boyfriend, he's sitting on the other bed. And he's just like this, and he's just reading his magazine. And there's this fight going on in front of him, and he won't look up. He just... This is like, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not real. And my dad's in front of me, you know, he's grabbing by the scruff of the neck. What am I gonna do, you boy? You know, my mum runs in behind him, she's got the broom. Let him go! Fire! Whacks him in the back of the head. And dad's like, ooh! You know, I'm down. Get your hand off me. And this guy's still on the bed. Nothing's happening, nothing. Me, starting my shot. Under my pillow, I've got nunchuckers. For those that don't know what nunchuckers are, 2 bits of stick with a chain in the middle. I reach under my pillow, grab my nunchuckers. Man, I'm gonna Dad. He's left in the bedroom, like this. Here's this poor kid on the bed. It's only the two of them in the bedroom. My dad turns around to him, "That's all you and fault." This poor boy. My sister runs in, "Let him go, Dad, let him go!" My mum runs in too. They managed to get down there safely. But that was the sort of environment I grew up in. World War III. So writing was a way for me to get away from all that. Especially as a kid, I needed to get away from it. And as I got older, of course, it became a way for me to try and understand it. I had to try and understand it. So I've been writing for a long time. I've never stopped really. I started writing in primary school, and I'm still going. And I love it. It's wonderful. You know, you can go to a bookstore, here's my book. You know, if it's in the bag, then I'll go and bring it to the front. And if nobody buys it, I'll buy it myself. And as I'm at the checkout, he's a really good writer, this guy, really good author. I've got his other stuff at home. But the lady behind the camera, "Oh, is it? Of course it is. Of course it is." So yeah, so I'm not writing. And I don't think I'll ever stop. You probably can all see this. The first book that I got published was this one here, English. I made it up for a deal. It was a nice starry night. We were up in the Kaipara Harbour. I just set a net. And we were waiting for the tide to come in and go. And I was with this girl and I really liked her. And we were laying back looking up at the stars. Real romantic, like, you know. And so she told me a story. And after that, she says to me, "Tim, you tell me a story." So I thought, well, I like this girl. I want to impress her. So I thought I'd better come up with a good story. Now, a few years before that, I'd gone to Fiji. Quite a few years before. Get this, I went with my family to Fiji. I never spent one day with them. I spent the whole time with a carver over there in Masakapā. I spent the whole holiday with him. I went to his home, everything. He just looked after me. He would be carving away and stuff, and I just spent the whole time with him. It was wonderful. When we left, I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay there with him. Now, you guys go back to New Zealand. I'll stay here. This guy's nice, not like you fellas. But he inspired this story really. So I had been thinking about it. And I just left school. So here I was with this attractive young lady. So I thought, well, I'll just tell her this story. I didn't have it all sorted out, but I thought, I'll just make it up as I go along. And I told her. And then afterwards she said, "Well, that's a really good story. You should do something with it." And I thought, but I did. I wrote it down the next day on some scrap piece of paper, and then I stuffed it away in some drawers and forgot about it. A few years later, I moved in with another girl, and she did. I moved in with another lady, and I was moving my stuff in. I had these boxes. I found this paper. I found a story. And I thought, wow, I'll impress her. I needed a story. So I got her to sit down. Listen to this. You know, at the end of it, she's like, "Wow, Tim, that's an amazing story. Who wrote it?" It took a while to convince her. But once I had convinced her, she said, "Tim, don't sit on that. Do something with it." So I said, "What do you do?" So I knew this lady who'd been a school teacher in there. Her name was Jill Eagle. So I thought, I'll send it to her and ask her what she thinks. So I did. She got her red pen out, found all my spelling mistakes, all my words around the wrong way. All that, there was a lot of that. And then she sent it back with a letter saying, "Tim, this is great. Go with it. Don't sit on it. Send it off to the publishers." So I sent it off to the publishers, and it got picked up straight away. That normally doesn't happen. But it got published. I thought, man, I'm a writer. All I need to do is touch the page and it will turn to gold. So I wrote heaps of stories. Stayed up late at night writing stories. It didn't matter what I wrote. I was obviously a good writer. I wrote everything. Yeah. And then I sent them all off to the publishers. And the publishers sent them all that. And in each letter they wrote, "Rejected, rejected, rejected." The thing was, I had done it once, so I knew that I could do it again. I had done it once, so I knew I could do it again. And I did. few years later, I got that. I got this one. Taming the Pony. Now it's all about dealing with anger and bullying and stuff like that. See, at school I was made to be a bully. I was my sister's protector. If I didn't look after my sister, if I didn't sort some boy out who had been mean to my sister, I'd get a hiding when I got home. I couldn't win. Get in trouble at school. Get in trouble at home. So my sister would go up to the biggest, toughest kids in the school, you know, and mouth off to them and get really smart. Go up and kick them in the shins. These big kids would turn around. You know who did you? My sister would come running past me. Hey, Tippy, look. Some big kid. And my sister would be behind me. Dad said you have to look after me. Come on, man. If I didn't do that, get a hug. So I was made to fight. You know, the school's telling me about that, how bad it's fighting it. And again, if I didn't fight, I'd get a hiding when I go home. I was saying to the last group before, there was this one time that I didn't want to go to school. My dad picked up on this. He was looking at me. You could see I was reluctant to go to school. He goes, what's your problem? I don't want to go to school today. Why not? I've had a falling out with my mate. We're going to fight. I don't want to fight. So my dad's advice was, you go to school. You pick up a hunk of wood. And you whack that boy across the head. My dad, so clever. Oh no. But I didn't do that. There's no way I was going to go to school, pick up a hunk of wood and whack some poor kid across the head with it. Not stupid. Goodness me. That was my dad's sort of advice. I remember one time I didn't do my homework because my dad had me doing stuff all the time. My parents had me off school for a month at one stage because they wanted their house painted. The school phones up. Yes, hello, it's Tipene, still attending Piper College. I was the one who answered the phone. I'm not sure, I have to ask my dad. You're crazy, man. I'll tell him when he comes home. I don't know, he might have more jobs for me, I don't know. But so they would do stuff like that to me. So there was this time when I was really, my hair had me doing stuff at home and things, so I didn't get this homework done. So I said to my dad, I'm in trouble at school because I didn't do that homework I was supposed to do. He turns around and says, you tell the teacher he's got a problem, tell him to come see me. So I go into the classroom at school, the science teacher's sitting there. The science teacher starts going around to each student. Why's your homework not here? Why's your homework not here? Why's your homework not here? Oh, my dad said if you've got a problem, you don't talk to me. So what did the science teacher do? Right, 2 days detention. See, he's not going to go talk to my dad, is he? He's going to punish me instead. So I was quite clear. But the school didn't know what to do with me. They had no idea what to do. I went to the guidance counsellor for help. I went into the guidance counsellor's office and I told them what was going on at home. So there's this one time we're sitting in there and we're sitting in chairs. Get this is how weird this was. Really weird. So I'm sitting in there and he's sitting in his chair. He starts talking to me and you know, of course I'm on the thing saying that if I say too much and my family find out, I'm going to be in serious trouble, so I'm not going to say too much. So I guess, you know, I'm there for help, so I'm trying to ask for help. Anyway, and in the session, he gets off his chair and lays down on the floor. So I'm sort of looking at him like this, and then he taps the floor with his hand and says, you can join me if you like. And then you know what he does? He turns over, curls up into a ball and starts crying. His wife had just left him. So I'm sitting in the chair looking down and thinking, well, what's this got to do with me? Who's counselling her? He says, so and then after that they asked me to leave. Didn't know what to do with me. One time this counsellor, he thought, right, okay, I'll take him to the, I'll tell you what, Tim, we'll fix this problem. It's like, oh man, no idea. He goes, we'll fix this problem, no problem at all. All we need, I'll get the DP, get your dad. I'll call him, they can have a chat. So he takes me out of the office. What? That's a stupid idea. So I phone them all goes into the DP's office. Yes, it turns out he had a few issues with his dad. Could you give his dad a call, please? The DP gets, don't worry, Tim, I'll sort this out. Ring. All we need is a bit of a chat, it'll be fine. This is a man who drinks, drugs, fights. You know, my dad walks down the street when he used to walk, he walked down the street. What you looking at? You want to go? You know? One time we're going up to Northwestern Highway. We're going to Western Springs. Just finish. We're going to Western Springs, and we're driving along, you know, and always it's really scary when you're driving along. My dad, you know, he gets angry really fast. Driving along, these ladies, they're having a wonderful time. They go flying past us in their cars. Oh, kids in the back, yeah. And they pull in front of my dad. You could feel the tension in the car. Yeah, next minute, someone's head down here. So my dad, he leans over, you know, and in those days it was bench seat, so there's no handbrake or anything in the middle, straight across. So my dad looks over and, wind your window down. Down the window, and pulls the car up like this in the fast lane, comes up alongside these ladies. My dad then sits like this, lean right over, and come right up alongside them, the window's down. These ladies, I had no idea what was going on. He was like that all the time. So there was no way the DP was going to have a conversation with my dad that was going to go down well. So when thankfully though, my dad was asleep at the time, which I was hoping that he would be, because my dad didn't sleep through anything. Anyway, I love writing. And as you can see, I talk and I write from my own experiences because they're what I know. Thank you for sharing your time with me.